Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, everybody who has a father. Welcome to Turnbuckle Talk, Mr. 411. Today is Sunday, June the 16th, 2024. Hey, for this episode here, we're going to talk about Clash of the Castle and give you a little bit of WWE update in reference to the Judgment Day and the Morgan. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Won't hold you long. So let's get to it. We're gonna get that promo going, and we're gonna get the party started. Yes, indeed. The head is nodding. The beat is on. The beat is always tight there. Turn up and talk. Mr. 411 in the building. Reggie is absent today, but he's will always be around when we get back with the next episode. So don't worry about it. Reggie will be back in the building soon. But we're gonna go ahead and chop it up, man. There's a lot going on in the WWE, and let's start with Clash at the Castle, the premium live event. Once again, big event, premium live event, Clash at the Castle, and it had several title matches. And we're going to start off with the first title match, which was the Universal Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes and his title defense against AJ Styles. And guess what, man? This had a interesting stipulation. I quit match, and so it was an I quit match. I think that's the only way that they can really settle the score here. AJ Styles has been really pushing to get another opportunity, and he did get his opportunity. He did it in great grand fashion as he kind of recreated the Mark Henry retirement in air quote episode where we thought that AJ Styles was going to retire because he wasn't going to be given an opportunity again at that World Championship. And so he faked that. He just beat the brakes off of Cody on Friday Night SmackDown the previous week, and that led to them having this I Quit match. And man, it was a good match. It was very physical, and this match we saw a different side of both gentlemen, especially with Cody. Cody was showing a more aggressive, ruthless style of Cody Rhodes since returning to WWE. And the winner of this match was Cody Rhodes. He did ultimately win. He forced AJ to say the words "I quit." The stare. Cody had the stairs, and he was going to basically bash in AJ Styles with it. He really had nowhere to go. He was tied down, had nowhere to go, and basically he went on and said I quit, and he had to. But yeah, this match was very physical, good match. I think most of us, thought that Cody would defend his title successfully. But I like the way that this was done. It was done in a whole totally different fashion as far as I quit. And that's, good old school type of wrestling matches. So I like that, and it was a good match. I think that Cody and AJ, they're a nice rivalry. Both are from Georgia. Both of them are Georgia boys, and that was a great way for Cody to kind of start off his title run, defending it against AJ Styles twice. And sandwiched in between there was also Jake Paul. So good job there. Cody defends, and we'll see what's next for Cody Rhodes. And I'm gonna tell you now, it looks like it's gonna be Solo Sikoa, the Solo and the Bloodline jump to Cody, and it looks like it's setting up to be Solo. So we'll see what happens there for Cody Rhodes versus Solo. But once again, the winner, title defense, Cody Rhodes. All right. So what we're gonna do now? Jump into the next match. Let's see. It was the women's tag team championship. It was a triple threat, uh, and the winners of that was Dawn and Elba Fire. And this was a upset where, because if you think about it, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill had to have been the heavy favorites of the tag division. Because you talk about two monsters there, two of the strongest women in the WWE on the same team, two of the most athletic women in the WWE on the same team. And in the triple threat match, they did not have to be pinned, and that's how it went down. Um, yeah, Zoe Starks and yeah, Zoe Starks and her team. Oh, Shayna Baszler with the other team in the triple threat, and Shayna was the one that took the pin. Uh, Jade and Bianca went with their patented finisher, their DDT backdrop finish, and they went with that. They worked, but then that's where looks like I believe Dawn came in and she she took out uh, Jade, and Elba Fire was actually holding Bianca's leg on the outside, so she couldn't come in and help. Zoe Stark was already taken out prior to that, and so they took advantage of that situation and got the 1, 2, 3, and they're the new tag team champions in the women's division, and they're from Scotland, and Clash of Castle is in Scotland, so that was a great way to end that match, and it was a great um, moment there for the fans there in Scotland. So we have new women's tag team champions. Uh, we'll talk about it in more detail on what's next, especially when Reggie's back, and we'll go over that as well. We'll get to the third match. Now, this was my favorite match, and it was the Intercontinental Championship match between Chad Gable and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable have history. They both were going after Gunther. Actually, Chad Gable fell short a couple of times, and Sammy was next in line. And Chad Gable actually trained Sammy and got him prepared. And Sammy defeated Gunther at WrestleMania. Well, as we fast forward here, you can see now Chad Gable won his match. They've already had one. I think they also had triple threat. And now here's his one on one again. And meanwhile, all along, Chad Gable has been really go turning heel this year, and he's went after his own academy. Been treating them really rough. Uh, he's been talking down on all his Academy members, and wanting them to do some dastardly things to help him win matches. And so there's a lot of conflict there within the Alpha Academy, which made this a great backdrop for this Intercontinental Championship. Basically, we want to find out what Otis is ultimately going to do. Is he going to side with Chad Gable and continue to follow orders and do whatever it takes to win, or is he going to take the path of right and make good solid decisions out there and wrestle fair? Well, ultimately, what happened is this was an excellent match. I mean, when you put Sami Zayn and Chad Gable in the same ring, you're gonna have a good match. And so it was a lot of back and forth in the match, a lot of close near falls in there, and there was a couple opportunities there where Chad Gable set it up where um, his members had to do some dirty work, and they just were hesitant and wouldn't do it. And so Chad Gable showed his frustrations about that. But ultimately, he falls to Sammy, and still don't clearly know if Otis is going to turn. We don't know which direction, but he definitely didn't help Chad Gable enough in this match. But we do have a title defense there, and Sami Zayn did defend his championship, and he is still your Intercontinental Champion. All right, let's get to the women's championship match. Piper Niven, who's from Scotland, had the home field advantage. She's the challenger, and she was challenging Bailey for the women's championship, WWE Women's Championship. And this was a good match as well. It was back and forth, physical match. We had a belly to belly from the top rope. Piper Niven pretty much controlled most of the match, but Bailey kind of outsmarted her at the end with a crucifix pin, and she got out of there with a victory to the dismay of the fans in Scotland. But hey, it was still a good match. Piper Niven had a great showing. She even had help from Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green helped her out a couple times in this match. Got kicked out of the match, had to go to the back, but came back with a luchador mask on, and she outsmarted the official by coming back in a different with a different look. But nonetheless, it didn't pan out at the end for Piper Niven. Bailey defends successfully. Good match. Let's go ahead and talk about before we get to the men's championship match. Let's look at the well, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and jump onto that men's championship match. We're talking about Drew McIntyre at home, Scotland, and he was challenging Damian Priest for the world championship. These are two big guys, two athletic guys. This was a great matchup, heavyweight world heavyweight championship type of match. Again, physical match. We'll start with the very beginning there. Great entrance for Drew McIntyre with the bagpipes, the band doing their thing, and then man, the decibels hit over 100. It was loud in there. WWE is adding a little twist now where they put the decibels in there so you can hear how loud a stadium gets. That's a genius idea. Taking a little bit of pro sports aspects and bringing it into the wrestling, which I like personally. This is also going to encourage arenas to be loud, and it's going to give you that that measurement so that you know how loud an arena can get. And so over 100 decibels at various times in the match, even with the introduction, as Drew did his ring walk, and then follow that ring walk with Damian Priest ring walk, and man, he was getting the boos. He was definitely not the favorite in this match for the fans. Uh, Everyone was anticipating Drew McIntyre to get that homecoming victory. We know that this happened before at Clash of the Castle, where he had the home fans behind him, but he fell short to Roman Reigns because of the debut of Solo Sikoa. And will Drew McIntyre get screwed again? So let's get into the match. Very physical, back and forth. You had claymores, we had south of heavens, um, near falls, just all that good stuff. But the biggest part of this match is near the end, where Drew finally hits that claymore again, nice and clean. But right before that, the referee was knocked out, and the referee was out on the floor, laid out. And you normally what happens here is when a wrestler goes for the pin, they send another referee down, and based on the camera work, you couldn't tell who the referee was, and more than likely, you think it's normally like one of the regular officials on the roster. But I noticed something a little different about this ref when once he slid into the ring, and so I saw okay, this referee has long sleeves on underneath his jersey. Okay, but then he has on some looks like some red, black, and white dunks for shoes. I said, okay, I don't ever remember seeing referees wearing those. So here's the count: one, two, and then the referee stops at two. So Drew is just like, where's the three at? And boy, when they panned the camera around to the referee and Drew, guess who the referee was, ladies and gentlemen? It was CM Punk. And you know what kind of rivalry they have. CM Punk is hell bent on just constantly not allowing Drew McIntyre to be the champion. And so now they get face to face, they get tied up in the corner, and CM Punk kicks him low, right, pushes him over, and then now that's where Damian Priest wakes up, kind of gets back, get his faculties together, and he closes the deal with the South of Heaven, and then you have the 1, 2, 3. So Drew McIntyre, he got jobbed once again, and on top of that, he was jobbed by CM Punk. So man, Monday Night Raw is going to be a banger because we got to find out what's next. So that's what's happened pretty much with Clash of the Castle. Just want to go through a couple of those matches. Um, Now let's get to Judgment Day. Speaking of Damian Priest, Judgment Day is being infiltrated by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is on the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. She's taking out people who've taken her out, which includes um, Mommy, Rhea Ripley. And so when she got beat up earlier in the year, we talked about that by Liv Morgan. She couldn't defend her championships, had to give it up. And then Becky won the Battle Royal to win the championship. But then Liv in the um, previous live event defeated um, Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. So Liv got that piece right of revenge. She also injured Rhea Ripley, which forced her to vacate her championship. So she got a little more revenge. But now it seems like she's not done. She's trying to infiltrate the Judgment Day, and she's targeting uh, Dirty Dom, and she's really flirting with her Dirty Dom. She's really trying to turn him to where he falls in love with her. She's doing all kind of tactics. Uh, Finn Balor is trying to prevent this from happening, but I think that Liv Morgan is going to eventually get Dominic to turn on Rhea and roll with her. So that's what we are now with Judgment Day. So keep an eye on that between Liv Morgan and Judgment Day and Dominik Mysterio. We'll see where all that goes. But that's really it. We just wanted to give you a little something, a little review of Clash of the Castle and a little bit of some update there with the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan. Reggie, he will be back soon. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Enjoy your Father's Day weekend, and we will see everybody soon. Make sure that you follow us on TikTok, Mister 411 on TikTok. Make sure you do the same thing on Instagram, Mister 411, and then on YouTube. Make sure you follow us 411 Sports World Network on YouTube. And if you do those three things for us, we definitely appreciate it. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you share because sharing is caring. All right. I'm Mr. 411. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everybody. Enjoy your day. And we're out of here. See you on the other side.